Welcome back, my AlienMafia. This is new Toon Tuesday, and I'm Alien. And today we will be going over a super strength Invulnerability Brute. This was for a viewer who submitted on my spreadsheet, which is in the description. So if you're interested in seeing, if you're interested in me building something for you, after liking what this is and what I do, then you're all welcome. Just enter it in, and one day I'll get around to it. That sounds bad, but it is just a couple weeks before I get to it. As I get more and more people submitting, I will be doing more days building it. But for right now, it's Monday nights for my Builder's Corner, which you can watch me build your character or someone else's character live, and we can discuss and give me ideas, or I can give you ideas. I can teach you how to do it. So here we'll start with the attack chain. We're gonna go with this was a strange attack chain because knockout blows recharge is kind of long. So what we ended up coming up with was punch, haymaker, punch again, gloom, we're epic, punch, haymaker, and then knockout blow. The reason why you're using so many powers before you use knockout blow is because we're trying to match the cast time of each power and add them up to the recharge time of knockout blow. So while knockout blow is on recharge, these are the attacks that you use before knockout blow comes back. And these have pretty good DPS numbers to them, so you want to try and stick with the high DPS powers with the recharge that adds up to your hardest hitting power that's within your attack chain. So here is that's the attack chain. We've got rage. We have the chance for build up in rage, which is amazing. They're changing rage a little bit, but not to the point where it's a nerf or a buff. It's more of like getting it functioning different. It seems like it will, if your rage triggers again while it's still active, it will negate the crash that it has. But I don't know if that's the crash in damage, otherwise that's going to be really OP, or the crash of endurance, because it does drain your endurance a little bit. But we'll see. I'm not going to build too much into the change yet, because we don't know if it's going to go live yet. So, we ended up going with the hand clap. Normally we skip hand clap, because hand clap's never been really useful, and most teams don't like knockback. But we ended up taking it because it's just an extra disorient, but we converted the knockback to knockdown. So with a 15-yard radius, and as a brute, you're always in the middle of the mob, you can just hand clap and knock everything down. So it actually becomes a pretty useful power nowadays with the conversion. We weren't able to convert it before because it had no damage art to it. So we couldn't use overwhelming force, which is the universal damage. So now we can convert the knockback to knockdown. So now it's a pretty useful power. We skipped hurl because hurl's duration, its cast time, is 2.5 seconds. It's a long cast time for very little damage. But we ended up getting gloom, which actually has a higher damage and only 1.1 second cast time. So it's a much faster attacking power with more damage. So we still have that range attack, but we didn't use hurl, we used gloom, so it worked out. We went with the reactive armor for most of these to try and get the energy negative and smashing lethal defense up, because invulnerability can build defense towards most things except for psionic. So I was trying to spread out the defense amongst all different types of damage. We were able to get capped defense to smashing lethal, fire, cold, and almost energy negative. I couldn't seem to get it without sacrificing too much. So it went well. And here we split up the Superior's Brute's Fury again, because why not? It's 5% smashing lethal defense times 2. You have 10% right there, and 6% hit points. So it's super convenient, along with regeneration and damage on both of them. We have the knockdown to knockback to knockdown conversion in this for haymaker. It's not super useful because Haymaker doesn't have that much of a knockback, but we just threw it in here just to try and fill out the 6 slots, the 3 slots for overwhelming force. So it's not there particularly for any reason, but it just ended up there. Fire cold defense here with the glider's armor 3%, 3% here for fire cold. Taunt me with 5 slots to get the smash and lethal fire cold defense. It would be nice to have a 6 hot here for the recharge, but again, there's only so many slots, so we couldn't fit it. This person wanted super speed and super jump, so we got both of them. And if he's wanting to use combat jumping in here, that'll actually cap our energy and negative as well. But he will have to change it back and forth. And what I personally do with the changing of super jump and combat jumping, or ninja run and combat jumping, or anything else that doesn't work with combat jumping, is I personally bind the Q button to switch between the two. You can bind any button, but I personally do the Q because it's closest to my movement keys and my powers, because I use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keys and the F1 through F4 keys as my powers. I know it's complicated. I play different, but I bind it to Q using /bind Q, /bind space Q space quotation POWEXEC, which stands for power execute _ space super jumping $$ power execute _ again space combat jumping. And then end quotation mark, and that'll bind that key to switch between the two. So instead of having to click on it each time you go in between mobs, you can just hit that key while you're moving. It's super easy and convenient, at least for me. That's how I do it. We have invincibility here, just 3 slotted, and note, these are numbers with only 1 person around me. I'm not going to falsify or try and show you, oh, look what I got 62% to smash lethal defense. Oh, that's only with 10 enemies around you. So I show you what is my numbers for 1 enemy. That's either an AV or a GM or anything that's a big bad guy. I want to show you what your potential is with the least amount of buffs for yourself, to kind of get you a sense of what the strengths are. Foot stomp, we did 3 slots of the eradication here, and this is energy negative defense. It was just convenience to throw that in. We got regeneration right here, and then the regen endurance boost for the Brute's Unrelenting Fury IO. So this is where this is. So just foot stomp every now and then, you keep that endurance and regen bonus. And here's another note. Pro tip. Is eradication's max level is 30. But if you use an enhancement catalyst, it will actually change the 30 to, it will actually change the IO to an attuned, but the attuned will adjust to your level. So the 30 will eventually become, will effectively be a level 50. I have tested this in game. I have confirmed it. It does work. The percentages that it gives, so like this one, damage, is 34.8%. This will effectively be a level 50. That percentage, that 34.8, will actually be up to 42 point whatever. I'm trying to remember. 42.4% as a level 50. So effectively, these will be better. So just catalyst these that are not 50. You got 3 there. You can even do the reactive armors, but these aren't super important because they're already near 50. But you can catalyst these, catalyst these. But you don't have to catalyst things that are like procs, which unfortunately we don't have any here. But things like Kismet, Miracle, well here we go, Miracle plus Recovery. This won't change, even if it's attuned or 50 or anything. So just don't catalyst those. You don't need to do those. 3 slots here above the Luckily Gambler Global Recharge is defense, resistance. We got some extra resistance, and then just defense endurance. and then Gloom. Incarnate's alpha slot, we ended up with going agility radial, just for that extra movement speed, because you didn't really need the endurance modification. So we went with the movement speed here, so it's a nice added buff compared to what we normally grab. So endurance modification, recharge rate, defense buffs. It's kind of just an all-around very good alpha slot for invincibility or invulnerability. So it worked out. You could use other ones, but this one in particular, I really like agility for the incarnate slot. Hit point wise, we're very high, 29.21. Oh wait, is this changing? No. Here we're at 2,029 hit points. That's without dull pain on. That's pretty good. And with dull pain, we're up to 2921. So really good hit points for a brute. So it's not a tank level. Regeneration rate's pretty good. Endurance wise, you'll be fine. You got multiple proc rates, so you have endurance here and endurance here. That'll proc every minute. And that's it for this one. Again, if you like what I do, if you learned something from it, please leave a like, subscribe, notification bell. You've heard this spiel with all the YouTubers. But come join me on Monday nights. I build these live. You can watch me build it. You can even ask questions. You might correct me. Or you change my mind. I've had that happen. There's so many different ways of building a character, and I just particularly like being a little bit more defensive because diminishing returns takes effect really quickly with your damaging powers. So I like to build out everything. And again, if you like it, if you want me to do one of yours, link in the description for my spreadsheet. Just answering your information there. And that's it. I'm Alien. Hope you join the Mafia. And have a good one.